And now, I am far too large to ever leave. Even if I tore the entire place down around me, I could not claw my way to the surface from here. Instead, I remain buried in a prison of my parents' making, far beneath a sky I've never seen.
With the first cinematic release in a long time due to drop for Dungeons & Dragons, we are going to take a quick look at some of the lore for the monsters that we've seen in the trailer, and no better one to start with than the Red Dragon Themberchaud, the Wormsmith of Gracklstugh, also known as the Father of the Flame, the Ever-Burning, and the Foundry's Heart. Now, he's an adult red dragon allied with the Duergar of Gracklstugh in the North Dock of the Underdark. Duergar, being the Grey Dwarfs, are the Underdarks more or less, thanks to a lifetime of slavery and abuse at the hands of the Mind Flayers. They're evil dwarfs. Most definitely the Debbie Downers of dwarves. An allied is not entirely accurate for the relationship between Themberchaud and the Duergar. He has honestly never known anything other than the Forge. He has always been there since his hatching. Now, after being lavished with enough hoard and subterfuge by the Masonic Order of the Duergar Psionics, known as the Keepers of the Flame, those are the Duergars that cater to the dragon's every whim that falls within the pact between the young worm and the rulers of the House Steel Shadow. Now, he has grown massive even for a dragon. Themberchaud is visibly overweight. He has scales as red as lava and bright yellow eyes. Now, Gracklstugh lies at the heart of the North Dark, and it's the nexus of many great trade routes that crisscross the realms below. Themberchaud's fiery breath weapon tempers the legendary steel blades of Gracklstugh in exchange for regular contributions to his hoard, and like his predecessors, the Red Dragon is attended to by the Keepers of the Flame. They keep him happy, rich, and fat on the city's more disobedient slaves, and they guard the entrance to his lair from a nearby guardhouse. Much like many red dragons, Themberchaud was prideful and vain, and his ego was so big that he couldn't fathom somebody disobeying his order, and he will toast them sunny side up with a side of bacon if they do. Although well pampered by the keepers, he was growing discontent with his lot. And by the late 1400s DR, Themberchaud had grown stronger, restless, discontent with the limited gold and food supply, and more resistant to the keepers' control, and had started getting ideas of dominating the whole city for himself. Themberchaud had been aware for some years that the keepers were hiding things from him, yet elected to watch and wait before confronting them. While he paid closer attention to the city's affairs, he had begun to recruit personal agents outside the keepers and looked out for capable mercenaries he could recruit as his agents. I believe in the video game Legends of the Sword Coast, you help him to get his freedom. Alright, so he was aware that, as had happened to past wormsmiths, the keepers planned to kill him before he became too powerful and replace him with the weak and pliable hatchling. Now this is where the Keeper's egg gets robbed by the Grey Ghost Thieves Guild, and then it kicks off the whole war again between the Keepers of the Flame and the Thieves Guild, and the Keepers refocus their security around the Dragon's Lair and explore other options. They hire some talented mercenaries within the city, but then Themberchaud in return would try to recruit them as his agents. And now you get that whole back and forth with the Keepers then would interrogate Themberchaud's mercenaries to see what the dragon's intentions were. Now, Themberchaud's hoard is vast, somewhere in the neighborhood of 70,000 gold pieces worth, and also some assorted magic items hidden within the coins. He's in the Out of the Abyss campaign, as well as the 1999 Drizzt Do'Urden's Guide to the Underdark, and the 2003 Underdark Guide, also Matt Forbeck's 2018 Escape the Underdark. And that's a quick guide to one of the Dungeons & Dragons movies, Monsters. Themberchaud is an interesting one. It reminds me of Sesame Street. Why? Well, why do they call him Oscar the Grouch? I live in trash, that's why. And Themberchaud, yes, he is a red dragon, and they by nature are prideful, vain, and more importantly, evil. However, Themberchaud has known nothing but the twisted ways of the Keepers of the Flame. And I'll finish off where I started with Themberchaud, the Ever-Burning's Lament.
And now, I am far too large to ever leave. Even if I tore the entire place down around me, I could not claw my way to the surface from here. Instead, I remained buried in a prison of my parents' making, far beneath a sky I've never seen.
Thank you very much.